or like Chevy or General Motors who still use pushrod engines or overhead valve for their Chevy Silverado and their GMC Sierra and their larger Tahoe. But back in the day, Honda kind of pioneered this single overhead cam. Honda has used single overhead cam for motorcycles, specifically single engine motorcycles, one cylinder motorcycles, and they still use a lot of single overhead cam in like prop planes, which is short for propeller planes. But most of these companies have now been forced to sort of switch to dual overhead cam. Single overhead cam is really it's a much more reliable, less expensive technology. And the one thing that I have learned is if you are like rebuilding a car engine yourself, you want to stick with single overhead cam because it's going to cut your labor costs in half. And it's also going to be half the parts. Now, the question I guess I have for people who work on their own cars or know a lot about labor costs, is this over-exaggerated? Like, how much money are you actually saving in labor? Are we just talking like 1 or 2 hours, or is this a very substantial savings? As you can see, the single overhead cam, the main difference is that single overhead cam has rocker arms and rocker arm shafts, whereas on a pushrod engine, you actually just have push rods working off a single cam down in the block. And then a dual overhead cam, a lot of people will say that dual overhead cam still has rocker arms. That's not the case. They use what's called cam followers. So the whole purpose of dual overhead cam